Some say Nomadland is about how a person loses everything. But when you watch the whole film, you will find something. It is how a person turns loss into another kind of gain. Without a house, she makes her truck her home. Without a destination, she makes the entire highway her home. In 2011, the economy in America was very weak. Many people lost their jobs. Many people lost their homes. A small town called Empire in Nevada was one of these places. For many years, a company called Us Gypsum had a factory there. Most people in the town worked at this factory. Then the factory closed. The company left. The town became empty. Soon, Empire lost its zip code. It became a ghost town. This is the story of a woman named Fern. She is 61 years old. She lived in Empire with her husband. He worked at the gypsum factory too. But before the factory closed, her husband got sick and died. After his death, Fern stayed in the empty town for some time. But without a job and without her husband, she could not stay. She had very little money. She had no savings. She had no house. So she sold most of her things. She bought a cheap van. She put the things she kept into the van. Then she left Empire and started to travel. She was looking for work. Fern is not young. She is in her 60s. Many people at this age stop working. They stay at home. But Fern cannot do this. She does not have a home. She does not have enough money. She must keep working to live. She becomes a nomad. A nomad is a person who moves from place to place. Long ago, nomads moved to find food for their animals. Today, Fern moves to find work. She lives in her van. She travels across the American West. This is a large area with mountains, deserts, and big open spaces. In winter, Fern gets a job. She works at a big Amazon warehouse. Amazon is a large company. People buy things from their computers or phones. Then Amazon sends the products to their houses. Fern's job is to help send these products. Fern is part of a program called Camper Force. This program is for people who live in RVs or vans. These people travel to Amazon warehouses. This is the busy winter season. They work for a few months. Then they leave. Fern works with other nomads. Most of them are older people like her. Some are even older. They work long hours. They walk many miles each day inside the big warehouse. They take products from shelves. They put them in boxes. They scan the boxes with a machine. The work is hard. The pay is not high. But Fern needs the money. At the warehouse, Fern meets a woman named Linda. Linda is also a nomad. She is older than Fern. She has lived on the road for a longer time. Linda is kind. She helps Fern learn how to live in a van. Living in a van is not easy. There is no bathroom. There is no kitchen. There is no warm bed. Linda shows Fern some simple tricks. She shows her how to cook a meal on a small stove. She shows her how to stay warm when it is cold outside. She shows her how to use a bucket as a toilet. These things are not nice, but they are necessary. One day, Linda tells Fern about a place in Arizona. It is a desert meeting for nomads. Linda says the meeting is called the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. Rubber tramp is a name for people who live in vehicles. Linda says many nomads go there each year. They meet in the desert. They camp together. They share food and stories. They help each other learn new skills. Linda invites Fern to come with her. Fern says no at first. She is not sure. She is new to this life. She does not know if she belongs with these people. But then the weather gets colder. Fern cannot find more work. She changes her mind. She decides to go to the desert meeting. This decision changes her life. Fern drives her van to Arizona. She finds the place in the desert. There are many vans and RVs there. They are parked in a circle. People are sitting outside. They are talking and laughing. Fern feels nervous. She parks her van. She gets out. She meets a man named Bob Wells. Bob is a leader of the nomad community. He is a real person. In real life, Bob helps nomads. He has a YouTube channel. He teaches people how to live in vehicles. He also has this desert meeting every year. Bob is kind and calm. He speaks to Fern. He tells her that she is not alone. Many people live like her. Many people have lost their jobs. Many people have lost their homes. Many people are older and have no savings. They live in vans and RVs because they have no other choice. But Bob says this life can also be good. He says it can give you freedom. Fern meets other nomads at the meeting. They teach her skills. One person shows her how to fix things in her van. Another person shows her how to find free water. Another person shows her how to stay safe when she is alone. Fern learns quickly. She is smart and strong. She also listens to people's stories. Each nomad has a story. Some people lost their jobs and then lost their houses. Some people got sick and could not pay their medical bills. Some people's husbands or wives died. Some people's children grew up and moved away. These people are not on the road because they want to be. They are on the road because they have to be. But they are also finding good things. They are finding friendship. They are finding a new way to live. Fern becomes friends with an older woman named Swanky. Swanky is a real person, too. In real life, her name is Charlene Swanky. She is a nomad. She has lived on the road for many years. Swanky is funny and honest. She tells Fern that she has cancer. The cancer is bad. The doctors say she will not live much longer. But Swanky does not want to stay in a hospital. She does not want to sit in a room and wait to die. She wants to see beautiful places. She wants to watch birds. She wants to see the sun rise over the mountains. She wants to feel the wind on her face. Swanky tells Fern that she will keep traveling. She will keep traveling until she cannot travel anymore. Then she will find a quiet place and say goodbye. Fern listens to Swanky. She respects her. Swanky is not afraid. She accepts her life. She accepts her death. She finds peace on the road. Fern thinks about this. She wonders if she can find the same peace. After the desert meeting, Fern keeps traveling. She goes to different places. She works different jobs. The jobs are not easy. They do not pay much money, but Fern takes any job she can find. She works at a sugar beet farm in Nebraska. Sugar beets are big white vegetables. Workers take them from the ground. Then they clean them. The work is hard. The beets are heavy. The days are long. Fern's body gets tired, but she keeps working. She needs the money to buy food and gas for her van. She works at a campground. She cleans toilets. She picks up trash. She helps visitors who come to stay in the park. The work is not nice, but Fern does it. She does not complain. She knows she has no other choice. She works at a restaurant in South Dakota. The restaurant is called Wall Drug. It is a famous place. Many tourists go there. Fern serves food to customers. She cleans tables. She washes dishes. The work is busy and loud. But Fern is happy to have a job. At the restaurant, she sees a man she knows. His name is David. Fern met David at the desert meeting. They danced together. David is kind. He is also a nomad. He lives in his van. He travels for work, just like Fern. David and Fern become friends. They work together at the restaurant. They eat meals together. They talk about their lives. One day, David gets sick. He is very sick. Fern takes care of him. She drives him to the hospital. The doctors say David needs surgery. Fern stays with him. She waits at the hospital. She visits him every day. David gets better. He is thankful to Fern. He says she saved his life. David has a son. The son is a grown man. He has a wife. The wife is going to have a baby. The son comes to the restaurant to find David. He has not seen his father for a long time. He wants David to come home. He wants David to meet his new grandchild. David is not sure. He likes the road. He likes his freedom. He is not sure if he wants to go back to a normal life. Fern tells him he should go. She says family is important. She says he will be sorry if he misses his grandchild's birth. David listens to Fern. He decides to go. Before he leaves, David asks Fern to come with him. He says she can live with his family. He says they can be together. He cares about Fern. He wants her to be safe. He wants her to have a home. Fern says no. She thanks him. But she says she cannot stay in one place. She says the road is her home now. David is sad. But he understands. He leaves. Fern stays alone. She keeps traveling. Fern's van is old. One day, it breaks down. The engine stops working. Fern cannot fix it. She does not have enough money to pay a mechanic. She needs help. She calls her sister. Fern has a sister. They do not talk very often. Fern's sister lives in a normal house. She has a normal life. She has a husband and a family. Fern does not visit her very much. But now she has no choice. She goes to her sister's house. Her sister is happy to see her. But she is also worried. She does not understand Fern's life. She does not understand why Fern lives in a van. She does not understand why Fern keeps traveling. She thinks Fern is making a mistake. She thinks Fern should come home. She thinks Fern should live in a house like a normal person. Fern's sister gives her money to fix the van. But she also asks Fern hard questions. She asks why Fern stayed in Empire after her husband died. She asks why Fern never came to visit. She asks why Fern is so hard to love. Fern does not answer. She takes the money. She fixes her van. Then she leaves. She goes back to the road. Fern thinks about David. She misses him. She drives to see him. She goes to his son's house. David is there. He is living with his son and his son's family. He has a new grandchild. He seems happy. David is happy to see Fern. He asks her to stay. He says she can live with him. He says they can be a family. He cares about her. He wants her to be safe. Fern stays for a few days. She holds the baby. She eats dinner with the family. She sleeps in a real bed. But she does not feel at home. She feels trapped. She feels like she does not belong. She misses her van. She misses the open road. She misses the freedom. Fern tells David she has to leave. David is sad. He asks her why. He says she does not have to live like this. He says she can have a normal life. Fern says the normal life is not for her. She says she is different. She says the road is her home. She leaves David again. She goes back to her van. She keeps driving. Fern goes back to work at Amazon. It is winter again. She works in the warehouse. She packs boxes. She walks many miles. She gets tired, but she keeps going. After the Amazon job ends, Fern goes back to the desert meeting. She wants to see her friends. She wants to see Swanky and Bob and Linda. But when she gets there, she learns bad news. Swanky has died. The cancer finally took her. Swanky died on the road. Like she wanted. She did not die in a hospital. She died in nature. She died free. The nomads have a gathering for Swanky. They put her picture on a table. They put flowers and stones around it. They talk about her. They share memories. They say goodbye. Fern is sad. She cries. Swanky was her friend. Swanky taught her to be brave. Swanky taught her to accept life and death. Fern will miss her. Fern talks to Bob. She tells him about her husband. She says her husband's name was also Bob. She says she loved him very much. She says she thinks about him every day. She says she stays on the road because of him. She says if she stops moving, it will feel like he's really gone. She says she is not ready to let him go. Bob listens. Then he tells Fern his own story. Bob had a son. His son was a young man. His son killed himself. He died. Bob was very sad. He still misses his son every day. Bob says he understands Fern's pain. He says it never goes away. But he says life goes on. The nomad community helps him. They are his family now. He says goodbye is not forever. Nomads always say, I will see you down the road. This means they will meet again someday. Bob says he will see his son again down the road. Fern listens. She feels less alone. After the desert meeting, Fern drives. She drives for a long time. She drives back to Empire. The town is still empty. The factory is still closed. The houses are still empty. No one lives there anymore. Fern goes to the factory. She walks inside. It is dark and quiet. The machines are gone. The people are gone. Fern walks through the empty building. She remembers working there. She remembers her husband working there. She remembers their life together. Then Fern goes to her old house, the house where she lived with her husband. It is empty now. She walks inside. She stands in the living room. She remembers sitting there with her husband. She remembers watching TV. She remembers eating dinner. She remembers being happy. Fern walks to the backyard. There's a big wall there. It is a rock wall. Her husband built this wall. He put each rock in place with his own hands. Fern touches the wall. She feels the rocks. She feels her husband's work. She feels his love. Fern takes one small rock from the wall. She puts it in her pocket. She says goodbye to the house. She says goodbye to the town. She gets back in her van. She starts the engine. She drives away. She drives onto a long road. The sun is going down. The sky is orange and pink. It is beautiful. She does not know where she is going, but she is not afraid. She looks at the rock in her pocket. She thinks of her husband. She thinks of Swanky. She thinks of Bob, Linda, and David. She is alone, but she is not lonely. She has her van. She has the road. She has her memories. She has her freedom. She drives into the sunset. She will keep finding work. She will keep seeing places. She will keep living. The road is her home. She will not stop. Then, one day, she will see everyone she loves again.